Hi, smart English students. Finally, after years of English classes and studying and reading small English stories and having some teachers teach you about sentences and words, we are finally able to come to paragraph writing, which is the building block of communication. So what I'd like to do is first review our last class, which was linkers. It's on page 65 of your book. Linkers help us establish our ideas explicitly. They make it easy for us to compare, contrast, illustrate, define, and summarize our thoughts to develop a coherent paragraph. The name of the game is to have a coherent paragraph where people get the idea that you're trying to convey and they want more. There's an example given here. This was given from our textbook. My mother was an extraordinary person, and is a linker. I should speak above all of her kindness towards me. So not only was she extraordinary, but she was very kind. The and puts the two together. But is a linker too. I shall tell you a secret of mine. Because I feel somewhat guilty for not having been a happy man in order to have given her a deserved happiness. She was such a nice mom, but he didn't act like a good boy. He wasn't happy all the time. So we have three more linkers here. But is a linker, and then we have because, and then in order to. And then he wraps it all up by using the word therefore. Therefore, I feel I should have been more understanding of her. We all would like to be more understanding of our mother. When they pass away, we look back and we're so sad that we didn't spend more quality time with her. So let's identify these words, these linkers, with their function. And is a connecting linker. But is a transition. It transitions from one idea to another. Because gives you a reason for the first sentence. In order to yields a purpose. It's the purpose for the first sentence. And therefore is a good summarization. If these words are missing, you can see the paragraph does not convey the right meaning. The words are called linkers. Linkers are words that relate one idea or sentence in the text to another. So if we turn to page 66, we can see a table of linkers. There's linkers for addition, time, place, reason, and purpose. Result, concession, manner, comparison, and condition. You can look over these linkers, and these linkers are what make your writing more exciting and convey more important messages and makes the reader want to read more and feel happy with your writing. So you can go over these. Addition is very simple. It mostly is and or besides. Similarly, time is when and while. Place is where and wherever. Reason is because or since or that. That is a good one. Purpose is in order that, so that, lest. Result is consequently, in conclusion. Concession. You say something, but you want to concede about something, so you go though or although. Even if, however. Manner, as if, and though. These are explanations of your first sentence. Comparison. You compare your first idea with a second idea. And then condition. You do the first idea, and then you set a condition. If this happens, this will happen. So that's the linker that we use. Now, we've gone over the linkers, and I'd like to read to you a paragraph about paragraphs. This will help you with your idea of writing a beautiful paragraph. This was written by Gary Provost. He said, "This sentence has 5 words. Here are 5 more words. 5-word sentences are fine, but several together become monotonous. Listen to what is happening. The writing is getting boring. The sound of it drones. It is like a stuck record. The ear demands some variety. Now listen. I vary the sentence length and I create music. Music. The writing sings. It is a pleasant rhythm, a lilt, a harmony. I use short sentences and I use sentences of medium length. And sometimes, when I am certain that the reader is rested, I will engage him in a sentence of considerable length, a sentence that burns with energy and builds with all the impetus of a crescendo, the roll of the drums, the crash of cymbal sounds that say, listen to this, it is important. So you can see the difference in this paragraph. The beginning was a little boring. The end of it, a longer sentence with some of these linkers in there, made it more exciting. It made you want to pay attention to what he was going to say. So let's go to our page number 69, which is the essential features of a paragraph. The first sentence gives an introduction to the subject. So at the beginning of your paragraph, you want to show what you're going to talk about. Then the paragraph should have a logical sequence of thought. It should consist of an introduction, a body, and a suitable conclusion. One sentence leads to another, making for a coherent paragraph. And then it mentions here linkers can be used in order to connect ideas to form an interesting and meaningful paragraph. Linkers separate good writing from just average writing. If you use linkers, it really helps all of your writing. So let me give you a little more explanation about these requirements. The first requirement of a good paragraph is unity. Okay? Unity in a paragraph begins with the topic sentence. Every paragraph has one single controlling idea that is expressed in the topic sentence, which typically is usually the first sentence in a paragraph. A paragraph is unified around this main idea, with the supporting sentences providing detail and discussion. In order to write a good topic sentence, think about your theme and all the points you want to make. Decide which point drives the rest, which is the main point, okay? And write it as your topic sentence. You start the paragraph good, and then the rest of it follows. Number 2, element, order. Order refers to the way you organize your supporting sentences. You have your main idea, then usually 2 or 3 or 4 supporting sentences. Whether you choose a chronological order, A, B, C, D, this happened in 1959, this happened in 1960, this happened in 1961, or a order of importance, or another logical presentation of detail, a solid paragraph always has a definite organization. A well-ordered paragraph, the reader follows along easily, aided by the pattern you've established. Order helps the reader to grasp your meaning and avoid confusion. Coherence. Number 3. Coherence is the quality that makes your writing understandable. Sentences within a paragraph need to connect with one another and work together as a whole. One of the best ways to achieve coherency is to use transition words. Transition words are similar to linkers in order to show first, second, third, spatial relationships, above or below, or logic, furthermore, in addition, in fact. Also, in writing a paragraph, using a consistent verb tense and point of view are important ingredients for coherency. And then completeness is the 4th point. Completeness means a paragraph is well developed. If all the sentences clearly and sufficiently support the main idea, then your paragraph is complete. If there are not enough sentences or enough information to prove your thesis, then the paragraph is not complete. It's incomplete. Usually 3 supporting sentences, in addition to the topic sentence, and a concluding sentence are needed for a paragraph to be complete. The concluding sentence or last sentence of the paragraph should summarize your main idea by reinforcing the topic sentence. So let's read let's read aloud the following outlines, and we'll do some practice on this. Paragraph writing expansion. The essentials are: the first sentence gives an introduction to the subject. Second, the paragraph should have a logical sequence of thought. 3, it should consist of an introduction, a body, and a suitable conclusion. 4, one sentence leads to another, making for a coherent paragraph. Those are the 4 main ideas. And then they add here, linkers can be used. This is a technique to write effectively. So read the following outlines and expand into a paragraph. They're going to give us some outlines, and they want us to have some expertise and experience of writing paragraphs. One has been done for you. So we have a picture of a forest here. So they've given us some outlines. Boon of life, having to satisfy our basic necessities: air, food, clothing, shelter, provide oxygen. These are all qualities of a forest. It retains humidity, it attracts rain, prevents soil erosion. Plants provide food, provide many other useful items. The world, if we have reckless deforestation, the world can become a desert shortly. We have to take care of our plants. So let's use these outlines that we have here and develop a coherent paragraph. I've done it here for you, okay? Let's read together. Trees are necessary for our ecosystem. It's part of the ecosystem and human survival. This is because they contribute to fulfilling life's basic necessities, like air, water, food, clothing, and shelter. We love apples. We love all these fruits. In fact, trees provide a much needed oxygen. We breathe out the carbon dioxide, the trees bring in the carbon dioxide, and they give us oxygen. The elixir of life, a lot of oxygen, we feel fantastic. As trees absorb carbon dioxide and retain humidity. It's always nice to go under a tree in the summer. It's always more humid and a little cooler. Not only do trees attract rain, but they also prevent soil erosion. You've seen a whole hill where there's a forest. The soil is very nice, and it stays. It doesn't erode away in a rainstorm. Besides providing food, they are also a source of many other useful things. It is rather unfortunate that the merciless deforestation persists. However, if this remains unchecked, the world will soon be reduced to a desert. So we have a comprehensive paragraph here. Let's go ahead. Now, this one is about fireworks. They give us some ideas about fireworks, and they're taking the negative approach to fireworks. They're trying to show the negative side of a good firework display. And they're saying, anti-fireworks campaign. Students, last Diwali Ganesha festival, drastic drop in air and noise pollution. NGOs, interacting sessions, skits and street plays, rallies, creating awareness about harmful effects of lighting firecrackers, fight against child labor and hazardous conditions, monitoring pollution, say no to fireworks. So here's the negative side of fireworks, and they give you some space here to write out a coherent paragraph. So I've done it for you. We still show the fireworks because everybody likes fireworks. There was a marked drop in air and noise pollution. Many NGOs also have taken this cause to create awareness about the harmful effects of firecrackers. The NGOs have organized interactive sessions, skits, street plays, and rallies. The crusade, in a way, is also a fight against child labor, as firecracker factories employ small children. It is sad that children have to work in such harmful conditions. Let us say no to fireworks. Now, let's look at the positive side of fireworks, okay? What's happened since they have done this campaign? Groups have got together And they've done big presentations, nice presentations of fireworks. In other words, all of the people sit in the stands, and people that know how to light the fireworks light the fireworks. And they're done safely. And they're more beautiful, because you can put all the money for fireworks in one show, and they're done nicely. And of course, you don't have to hire children to do your fireworks. You hire, to create the fireworks, you hire people and give them a good wage. And why do people like fireworks anyway? It's a reflection of the inside of you. When your energy comes up your spine and goes up to your head, you feel more awake and more alive. And these fireworks that go off in the air, they make you feel nice, and you're in awe of a good fireworks display. They've been used for thousands of years and will continue to be used. Now, there's another series of thoughts they've given you, and it's about technological development. We live in a technological era. We have computers, smartphones, so many things. And so they are showing you some of them, and they want you to develop a paragraph around technological development. So they give you some ideas. Computer, beneficial to making information, accurate, complex problems, human brain, intelligence, feeding buttons, useful in predicting natural disasters, useful in areas like transport, office, industry, science, source of employment. But they may create unemployment too. There's always two sides to a story. So let's go ahead and develop a paragraph using these points. So I've done it for you. We have the same technology, and we start off with ours is an age of technology. One of the marvels of technological development is the invention of the computer. The computer has really changed the world. Computers are beneficial in making information more accurate and in solving complex problems. By feeding the relevant information, just by pressing a few buttons, we can make the computers give us a lot of useful information, such as predictions, natural disasters. Computers are useful even in areas of life like transport, office, and industry. Computers, due to the skills that we are needed to operate them, can generate employment. It takes some smart people to program these computers so it can generate employment. On the other side, if you have computers running everything, the people who used to do those jobs are not doing them anymore. So we've developed a paragraph, and we end it by saying that it may increase unemployment. So we've done a concise, full paragraph on those facts. Now, what they've done in your book is they've given us five examples of writing paragraphs. They give us some clues on topics, and they want you to write 5 paragraphs. First one is global warming. Second one is technology in everyday life. Third one is good reading habits. When I saw these good reading habits, I thought, hey, I'm going to write a paragraph because I want to use my good reading habits. So we have reading, useful and meaningful habits, increases knowledge, expands perception, and it gives happiness. Everybody loves to read a good book. So I developed a quick paragraph for you because Francis Bacon, who's a renowned English essayist who wrote many beautiful stories, believed in the idea that reading makes a full man. If you can't read, think about how much of life you're missing. So I wanted to put that point in there. Yes, indeed, reading is a useful and meaningful habit. Its advantages are dual-fold, 2 advantages. On the one hand, it increases one's knowledge, and on the other hand, it expands one's perception. It gives you a bigger idea of life. Above all, the advantage of the habit of reading is in its fact that it gives the reader immense pleasure. And that's for sure. When you read a well-written book or a story or a spiritual history, okay, you feel so inspired. So that's the third one. You don't have to do that. It's been done already. 4 is an exciting match. We've all been to some exciting games, and we can write about that. And 5 is traveling. So I saw this 5th one, and I thought to myself, well, listen, we love to travel and go to places and see beautiful things. And I thought that this might be the best homework assignment for you, and I would give you a leg up on this by reading a paragraph written about beauty. When you write your homework assignment, which is to do a story about traveling as a means of education, I want you to pick out the most beautiful place you've been to, or the most beautiful temple, and couch it in a beauty way. I'm going to read you 2 paragraphs. One is a short paragraph about beauty to give you some ideas, and one is a longer, which makes use of transition words or linkers. Beauty is basically the confidence a person has. If you have confidence, it's beautiful. You're smiling, you're happy, you exude this nice aura around you. A lot of people in the world basically look up to beauty as something apparent and physical. This, however, is a wrong perception. Beauty can be defined in 2 broad terms, namely the inner beauty and the outer beauty. The outer beauty is usually defined as the physical appearance of a person, the facial features, the physique, and the demeanor. The inner beauty, however, resides inside the person. It is not apparent and cannot be seen. It is something that can only be felt and sensed. The personality of a person and the nature of the person, however, are termed as the inner beauty. So we use the linker, however. Now, here's a longer version of beauty. Beauty can basically be termed as a specific characteristic of a person or animal or place. Beauty basically provides a perceptual experience of pleasure as well as satisfaction. An ideal beauty can basically be termed as the one that possesses certain features or attributes that are liked by everyone in the society. As far as the experience of beauty is concerned, it basically revolves around balance and harmony with nature, which may ultimately arouse the feeling of attraction with others. Beauty, however, can be termed as a very subjective experience. There's a famous saying regarding beauty that says beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. The basic saying depicts that there are no set rules for beauty. For one person, somebody can be the most beautiful person in the world, on the planet, whereas for someone else, that person can be very ordinary and way below their standard of beauty. Beauty, therefore, is not something very specific, and it varies from the perception of one person to another. The perception of beauty, however, is immensely on a very broad horizon. It can be categorized amongst every complex topic. Every nation or group has their own defined rules for beauty. An example can be taken from the ethnic group in Africa. According to them, long necks are an attractive feature. They therefore wear rings around their necks when they're young in order to elongate their necks. Another example can be taken from the country of China. In China, narrow feet, if your feet are very narrow and small, okay, they are considered a huge beauty symbol. Every society has their own definition of beauty. Back in 2008, in the United States, men usually preferred to have a body which is thinner than average. Whereas on the other hand, the country of Ghana people that are big, okay, they're considered beauty. Beauty, therefore, is a very subjective experience. So your homework for next session is to write a paragraph about traveling as a means of educating and show the beauty in what you've seen, whether it's a temple or a part of your country. And then we will go over that. And I'd like to, at the end of this class, for the takeaway, to welcome all of you to the Fluent English Club. We're going to be speaking English fluently. And in this club are members like William Shakespeare, Mahatma Gandhi, and Vivekananda. They spoke English in a beautiful way. And you are a member of this club now, and you are going to tell people and the whole world many beautiful things. Thank you very much for your patient listening. We'll see you next class. Om Sai Ram.